As we already know, when we open up a map, irrespective of what that map is, the map toolbar will be displayed, defaulted to the left-hand side unless the operator has moved that map toolbar by picking up and placing it down onto the bottom or across onto the right-hand side of the screen as you look at it. But most of the time it's defaulted to the left. That's where most operators leave it. One of the functions we're going to look at in this particular tutorial is how to use the ruler. So the ruler is situated under this icon here. All we have to do is click onto it and then we can start to measure distances onto the map. However, first thing we're going to do is, let's press F11 and bring up a template. So let's bring up a template. And here we have a toxic industrial chemical template from a chemical storage facility. There's been a release or potential release depending on what type of template we're looking at. And this is the closest unit that is to this particular hazard, in this case the toxic industrial chemical. Now remember, there's no requirement as an operator to measure any distances using the ruler. When it comes to the templates themselves, all we have to do is place the pointer inside the actual template that's been displayed on the map and then double click left hand mouse. And then the CBRN-3 report, in this case chemical report, will be displayed with the information that's associated with that particular incident or release. Par alpha will indicate either the attack area or the isolation distance if it's toxic industrial, and the overall down wind distance or hazard distance, in this case 200 meters. So that's how we can measure templates, just by looking at a CBRN-3. If we cancel that, one of the things that we could possibly do with a ruler is we can see how close that unit is, and we might want to know exactly how far away it is from the edge of the template. So to do that, we can select the ruler itself by clicking onto the ruler icon on the map toolbar. As soon as we do that, when we bring our pointer back onto the map, it will turn into a cross, and then we can click left hand mouse where we want to start and then where we want it to finish, irrespective of where that is. And then double click to finish. And that then will give us a single distance. In this case it's broken down. It says 0.02, which actually indicates 20 meters. So 20 meters from the edge of that actual template. As soon as we finish using the ruler, then again what we need to do is go back up to the pointer, first icon on the map toolbar, and click on to that. And then the ruler disappears. Another way that we can use the ruler if we want to is to measure distances. So in this case, you can see I have a unit here, and across here is a decontamination site which has been set up within this area, and we want to know approximately the distance it's going to take if this unit needs to move any assets from its current location to be decontaminated up at this site. So to do that, again, as a rough estimate, we can use the ruler. We can click onto the ruler icon, bring it down to where we want to start. We're going to start at the unit location, so we're going to left click once. Then every time we left click with a mouse, it will then indicate the route. Obviously, the more times we do this, as we're following the route that this unit would take to get to the decon site, then the more precise it's going to be. You can see every time I click down, it measured the distance from one what we call waypoint to the next waypoint, and it marks those waypoints by placing in grey squares. So if I click here, we're starting off at 0 up to the next junction. That's 100 meters, and we just keep on going until we reach the location. Double click, then that's the location with the overall route from the unit to the decon site, and you can see it's 890 meters, almost a kilometer. We can click onto any one of these waypoints and maybe make a readjustment of the route if we want. So if we click onto this one, maybe for some reason we have to go down here and then move this one across to here. So then we're readjusting the route. Now you can see we're at over a kilometer. Okay, 1,060 meters or 1.06 kilometers. Also, if required, for whatever reason, you can actually pick up the route and move the route around, place it somewhere else, whatever you wish to do with it. So those are the two instances I've shown you of using the ruler, and as I've indicated, the ruler is on the map toolbar and you can use it for whatever purpose you feel is required.